Well, how is everyone doing? So, this is a quick little run through of something I've been working on in a few lessons. So, one thing that can happen on guitar is building a brand new habit or replacing a current habit. And when it comes to learning something new, let's say a chord, it can be okay, that's cool. I put that finger there, that there, strum the chord, learn to memorize it and put it on quick, and I get a result. Making other changes on guitar can be a bit trickier. For example, if you're learning to strum lightly, if you're missing extra strings. So, for example, I'll just flip here. If you're aiming to miss the top string on your C chord, which it sounds a lot better when you do, rather than that, one thing you'd be working on is as follows. So, let's say you want to work on that. Sometimes it's not enough just to go, oh yeah, that's cool, I'll make that change right now and it's perfect. Well, a lot of times when you have a song going on and if you're like strumming and singing and playing and thinking of the next chord and the next lyric and what song you might be playing next in your set, well, missing one little string can like quickly run down your priority list. So a tip here to work on this replacing a bad habit, let's call it, would be to devote like a minute to 3 minutes, and your only job is to focus on the habit. So for example, if I wanted to work on this, I would practice looking at my chord hand, because one common thing that can happen is let's say if I say to work on that, it's very easy to look down there and begin to draw attention on that hand and miss it like that. But the major problem now is that I have to look at it to miss it. I'm visually making the correction. And you'll want to do it by feel. You'll want to train your hand so that you'll know how it feels to strum a C chord and miss the top string. So for example, if I do this, I'm still looking at the camera and I didn't hit the top string, versus this. I still got it, but you can see there I'm moving. And there was one lesson before, I counted oh man, it was about 40 times in a single song. If you develop that habit of looking at your chords to do your change, well, you'd rack up 40, 50, 60 times per song looking at the hand to make the change. So that's why it's super important to just keep looking at your chord hand or looking away. Now, let's say that's the C chord. So 1 to 3 minutes, set a timer and just practice strumming and finding where your hand position is. And in case you're wondering if you're doing it correctly or not, you're going to hear something like this. You hear that extra ring come out. So if you do hear it like this, you can mute it with your thumb or reset and just go back this way. Now, that's step one. That's bringing attention to a habit you want to change, about missing extra strings. And the second thing then is to test it. So let's say now I can do it on its own. And it could take, how long it will take you. Everyone's different. But 1 to 3 minute sessions is the job. So the next test then would be chord changes. So get a D. Again, I'm not looking, then I'll try to change to C, miss the top string. Okay, that will definitely help that. Let's say if you do practice it and you go, and you find you still hit it, well, then just go back a step and go back to your 1 to 3 minute drills of just practicing it. Or practice going from whatever chord you are on, in this case it's D, going to C. And you can swap these chords out, if you're working on playing your B7 clear, you could practice going from, let's say, A minor to B7. Okay? So those are a few little tips just about missing extra strings and how to do it, because it's a very common thing I see written online from students going, or from players going, man, I hit extra strings and I think about it and I try and correct it, and this thing of looking at the right hand loads or looking at your strumming hand loads is it just creates so much confusion, because if anything does go wrong with your other hand, you've got to look back, and now you're trying to do caretaking of both hands. Anyways, I'd love to hear what you thought of this video. If you want to leave a comment below about any other habits you have going on guitar, we'll see. I might be able to put up a few more videos as well. Alright, thanks for watching.